way. There's nothing like a Coca Cola, nothing like a Coke.
Before Coca Cola would be sold in practically every country around the world, bringing their sales to a staggering 1.7 billion Coke products being consumed each and every day.
The lives we've yet to lead. New day. New ideas.
Before Coca-Cola reinvented Santa Claus to become the man we know and love today.
It was Sunbloom Santa that was a hit, and yet the original he painted over.
Before the company would expand their line to feature thousands of other trademarked pops, juices, sports drinks, waters, and energy drinks, making it one of the biggest economic brands in the world with a net worth of over $46 billion.
My oldest daughter is 22. Her first word was Coke. Her second word was Mommy.
Before the fizzy drink was responsible for using 305 billion gallons of water a year and getting Americans to consume 2 million tons of sugar each year.
Ice cold Coca Cola. There's no waistline worry with Coke, you know. Actually, this individual-sized bottle has no more calories than half a grapefruit.
Before Don Draper would be given credit for creating the most groundbreaking television commercial and ad campaign in history.
I'd like to buy the world a home and furnish it with love.
Initially, Coca-Cola was sold as a medical elixir in 1886 by war veteran and morphine addict Dr. John Pemberton. The original recipe was alcoholic, contained cocaine, and was sold as a remedy for headaches and a low sex drive. Yeah, it was basically the original Viagra, but the recipe would eventually be altered, and the company's next owner made a few genius marketing moves that turned the small business beverage into an American brand that would go global. For decades, the company dominated the soda market, but then a growing rivalry from Pepsi, well, it would put this feel-good brand to the test.
You know, in tests like these nationwide, more people prefer to taste the Pepsi over Coca-Cola.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Michael McCrudden, documenting the rise of Coca-Cola's empire prior to fame, here for you on Before They're Famous. Now, you all requested this video, and we've looked at some other corporations like McDonald's and Walmart. I'm currently working on new ones, including Lego, Tim Hortons, and Pornhub. But in the meantime, be sure to let me know, as always, in the comments down below, who you want me to document next.
Yes, people would sing, go for Coke and the King, because even after your first long drink, there's still lots more than you think.
Coca-Cola was first introduced by Dr. John Pemberton in Atlanta, Georgia on May 8, 1886, making Coca-Cola a tourist. Dr. Pemberton was a pharmacist who had served as a colonel in the Civil War and suffered from a morphine addiction. He had heard tales of a Parisian chemist by the name of Angelo Mariani, who had combined cocaine and wine back in 1863. Now, tales of this beverage were said to have given drinkers a euphoric high. It was so popular that Pope Leo XIII was said to have carried a flask with him at all times. Now, Dr. Pemberton, he set out to create an elixir of his own that contained alcohol and extracts from the coca and cola nut. He patented his cooked up booze mixture as a medicine and advertised it as a most wonderful invigorator of sexual organs. Wow, yeah. Dirty talk has definitely come a long way since then.
It's turkey time.
Huh?
Gobble, gobble.
The tonic sold for 5 cents a glass, and in their first year, they averaged 9 servings a day. Unfortunately for those residing in the county of Georgia, a local prohibition was passed, and the doctor needed to change his recipe. This resulted in the Pemberton's French wine cola, where they replaced the alcohol and cocaine with sugar and caffeine. I know. Bummer. Like, where can I find the original stuff?
Where's the Coke?
Now, some research it suggests that there were still traces of cocaine in Coca-Cola up until 1929. That is until proper extraction from the coconut was perfected, but we're not there yet. We'll get back to this. Soon would come another name change, this time by the Pemberton's bookkeeper, to Coca-Cola, the temperance drink. That same man then drew up the now world-famous logo for Coca-Cola. The company was sold off to a few businessmen, most notably a man by the name of Asa Candler, and 2 years after creating his drink, Dr. John Pemberton, well, he passed away suddenly, leaving the rights to the name Coca-Cola to his son Charlie, something Asa wasn't happy with. Then Charlie, he too mysteriously passed away, and Asa Chandler finally owned all the aspects of the Coca-Cola company. Something about both of them passing away seems a little suspicious.
Shit just got real.
With that out of the way, Candler incorporated the business in 1892. From there, he went on to franchise it, selling the patent syrup to bottling plants and soda fountains outside the city. As other drinks tried to imitate the cola product, Asa decided to make a bottle that would distinguish Coca-Cola from its competitors. He held a contest across the bottling factories, and in 1916, they picked a bottle with those classic curves that we'd all come to know and love. Kinda like the curves on a lady. Slogans like the pause that refreshes saw the beginning of their powerful branding, something they solidified by creating this guy in 1931.
It just happened, but when it happened, it was a beautiful accident, and it created this wonderful Santa Claus for the rest of the world to enjoy.
Now, if you want to know more about the story of Santa Claus, be sure to check out the Before They're Famous I made on him. I did that, went up on December 25th, makes sense. It's actually a really good video, and a lot of Coca-Cola stuff in there as well. In 1928, the company had become the first business to sponsor the Olympics. So if the suggested research that cocaine still existed in Coca-Cola up until 1929, if that's true, well, Coca-Cola provided drugs to athletes during those games. I know, interesting thing to hear. The company continued to embark on innovative marketing campaigns. They marketed their drink through sporting events like the MLB, the NFL, the NBA, and the NHL. By the 40s, Coca-Cola had become an American icon, synonymous with nostalgia and fun. The soda fountain boom in the 50s saw waves of customers guzzling the sweet drink by the millions. Now Coca-Cola, they went to extreme measures to keep their recipe formula under wraps. The secret flavor, labeled 7X, is so tightly guarded still to this day that only 2 people in the world know the mixture at any time, and they always travel on different planes in case one of them happens to crash. Measures like this allowed them to keep competition at bay, and for good reason. Coca-Cola had become one of, if not the most recognizable brands in the world. They also managed to convince people it was a weight loss product.
Another thing, the cold, crisp taste of Coke is so satisfying, it keeps me from eating something else that might really add those pounds.
Their ads, they just got better and better. Let's take a look at the 1971 Hilltop commercial.
Give me an appetite to buy the world of Coke and keep it company. It's the real thing.
That song, it's still pretty catchy today. And that commercial, it still holds up. No wonder it's still considered the most brilliant ad campaign in history. And no wonder they put it at the end of Mad Men. Now Coca-Cola, they were able to fend off competition for some time. That is until 1975, when Pepsi launched their blind taste test campaign, showing hundreds of people picking their drink over Coke. The move marked the beginning of the Cola Wars.
Lately though, Pepsi is growing faster than Coke. The Pepsi challenge is clearly hurting.
We made our choice.
The 80s also saw more health-conscious baby boomers turning away from sodas as they began to age and gain weight. Yeah, them old commercials, they don't make any sense anymore. In response, Coke, they geared up to make a huge move. They launched the first new product in its 90-year history, and again they crushed it with commercials and ads. And the rest of the story, well, you know the story because this is Before They're Famous. Now there is plenty of scandal I could go into about Coca-Cola in recent years, including some questionable business decisions and backlash they have received. Also, new products including failed ones, and more on their ongoing battle against Pepsi. Let me know. If that's something you want to hear about, I can do an After They're Famous on Coca-Cola. In the meantime, why don't you check out some of our videos on other corporations. We got the Walmart, we got the Google, and we got McDonald's. You'll probably like the McDonald's one if you enjoyed this one. Pretty scandalous. Alright, I'll see you guys in another video. My name is Michael McCrudden. Let me know in the comments down below who you want us to document next.
What do you say we have dinner together?
Wonderful. Where?
Oh, someplace where we don't have to dress, like your apartment?
Coke time is anytime, anywhere.